Hey everyone, it's Christina from American Rooted Flower Farm. So I'm doing a voiceover on this video because it's a bunch of just different clips of me getting ready for market, a couple clips while I was at market, and then a couple after pictures. So this market I done was a Pilates Brunch Club. It was all women, and what it was it was a brunch. It was Pilates. And then afterwards they had a brunch. But prior to the Pilates session that they done, they had vendors there, and they had a shopping session before the Pilates, before they actually done the Pilates. After they done Pilates, then they had brunch, and then they had another shopping session, and then following that they had an after party at a different location. And so I decided to do jar arrangements for this market because the women were having a longer day and there was an after party. I didn't want the arrangements, if I made all market bouquets, wrap market bouquets, I didn't want the arrangements, I didn't want the flowers to get wilty in their cars because it was a rather warm day. So I decided it would be a better idea to do the jars. That way it ensured that their flowers were going to be hydrated when they got home. I feel like one of my worst fears is that somebody buys flowers and then they get left out in the sun, they don't get in water right away, and then and then the flowers die. And as a flower farmer, you don't want that because it makes your flowers look bad. Whether or not it's your fault, it still makes your flowers look bad. You want your flowers to go home with them and be healthy and hydrated and look nice for at least a week. And so with these jar arrangements, I kind of done it as a production line. And so I line up the jars. I put the same thing in every jar. I done 2 different rounds of this. So I done, I think, a total of 12 pre-made jar arrangements. I also done a few wrapped arrangements, and those were $20 arrangements. And I done, I think, 8 of those. I didn't get a recording of that. It was a rushed weekend because we had a lot of stuff going on. So in these jars, I put Dusty Miller, I put Garden Mint, I put some Nigella, and I also put in some, oh my gosh, brain fart. I guess I have to watch along with the video. I'm new to this voiceover thing. Okay, so here's Garden Mint, here's me talking, but you can't hear the words that I'm saying. So I put in some Nigella. Oh, I put in some sweet peas. So I went with the yellow and purple theme on these ones. And so I put in the sweet peas because they have that smell. They smelled so good, and I had quite a few of them. So I put the sweet peas in there. After the sweet peas, I'm going to put in yellow yarrow. I don't think I had enough yellow yarrow to get to every single jar. So I supplemented with some yellow snapdragons. And you'll be seeing that soon. Let's see. Come on, Christina. Hurry up with the sweet peas. Okay, it's coming soon. Oh, what's wrong with that sweet pea? I didn't like it. I cut it off. Okay, so here's the yellow yarrow. So yeah, I think I ended up putting it in like 3 different jars. And then I ran out of the yarrow, right? And so I said that I put in some yellow snapdragons, which was like a highlighter yellow snapdragon. And I didn't really like it. I don't like highlighter yellow when it comes to bouquets. But I did it anyways, and it looked good. I think in the end, I sold most of my jar arrangements. However, I did not sell all of them. I ended up giving the rest away to the other vendors and kind of traded them for the things that the other vendors were selling. Oh yeah, there's one of those yellow snapdragons. And those were actually a snapdragon from last year that I planted in the fall. I bought from a nursery. And so they're not a special snapdragon. They were just your basic snapdragons. And it was a mix of like white, yellow, and pink, I think, is what came back this year. They've come in handy. And I still have a ton outside in the garden. Okay, so here I am, morning of market, and I had to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. I had to be there to set up at 7:30 in the morning. It was about a half an hour drive. And there's me putting on my shoes because they weren't on all the way. So what I done was I put all of the flowers into the refrigerator, into my garage flower refrigerator. I put them in there night before, and I had from when I cut on Friday, and I also cut, I think, on Thursday, and I put them all in the fridge. And so they'd been in the fridge. I pulled them out to cut them, and I put them back in the fridge that night. The ones I'm walking with right now are the wrapped arrangements, which turned out really pretty. They were really nice. I sold nearly all of those ones as well. I think I came home with maybe 3, and we gave the rest away to the neighbors, and then also to the landowner that we're leasing the You Pick Flower Farm land from. So I'm carrying out multiple buckets. Oh, those are the buckets. Okay, so I didn't have room in my fridge, so I couldn't put them all into the garage fridge. I had to keep some in the office. I think there was 2 buckets in there. And so now I'm carrying out my purse and my supplies. So I did get a banner. I ordered a banner from Staples, which turned out really nice. You'll see it here in the upcoming videos, or in the upcoming video here soon. And I think I'm about to yell at Dexter because he's stepping all over. He's about to step all over the gladioluses that we have planted out front, right there by those rocks. Yeah, stepping all over them, and I'm getting upset with him. He thought he was going with me, poor guy. So me walking with my team. Last thing I had to get out of the house, I think. I'm going to go back in the house one more time, and I'm going to actually open the garage and get the flowers out of the garage. So here I am. I set up the camera again so you guys can see me getting the flowers out of the garage. I had it completely full. I was able to put the jar arrangements back in the box, back in the mason jar box, and so it was easy to store in the fridge. Oh, I also made this large arrangement for the raffle. It's so pretty. I went with an all-white theme on it. The center, the focal flower in the center. So I use the focal flower as my tall element was also my focal flower, and that was it was a delphinium. It was like a very light lilac color delphinium. It was very, very faint, almost white. I also used white snapdragons. I used some white anemones. I used quite a bit of Dusty Miller. I used some Ami Magus, and I also used carrot flower. And then the bucket that I just walked out with was a filler bucket, I believe. Yes, so I had a bucket with all filler items for the bouquet bar, and then that was my bucket of flowers for the bouquet bar. I sold those per stem. I sold the ranunculus for $2 per stem, and then the filler was $1 per stem. So now I'm grabbing out the mason jar arrangements. They were a little tricky to get out of there, but I was able to get them out undamaged, and it was fairly heavy because they had a bunch of water. There was water in the jar, so it was fairly heavy. And me trying to maneuver out of the garage and making sure there was no damage to those jars of flowers. My hair's a mess. I hadn't yet put it up yet, straight out of the shower. And so, yeah, that was a mess. I closed the fridge, and I'm closing the garage now. Isn't this fun? The garage was stuck. So I had to redo it again. I had to try to close it again. And here we go. Now it's going to close. And we're closing. And we're closing. We're closing. And now it's closed. Now it's about 6:50 in the morning right here. I think I left about 7 o'clock. I went to my best friend's house and was going to pick up a cloth for the bar that I was supposed to be stationed at. But she didn't, it ended up getting in her house. One of her housemates put it in the house the night before, and so they didn't realize that somebody was picking it up. So I didn't end up taking that, which was okay because I brought my Sola flowers, my Sola wood flowers, to put on the bar for decoration, and that looked really nice. So here I am loading up the back of the car with all the flowers, and I had to arrange it in a way so that the raffle prize arrangement, I had to put it in the center. That way it didn't tip over, but it worked out nicely. Nothing spilled, nothing broke. Everything stayed in position. And so here comes that nice arrangement. I hope you can get a look at it. I never did take a picture of it, but it was absolutely beautiful. Oh, I also had, I didn't say it before, but I also had the corncockle flowers. It's such a funny word. Such a funny name, corncockle. And so those are the flowers for the bouquet bar, the ranunculus. There's multiple colors. However, there's half of them were pink, and it was such a pretty pink color. I think they were the clone ranunculus, I believe they are. But they were so pretty, and I'm going to make sure I get a lot more of those next year. I think we're going to end up doing, at the You Pick Flower Farm, we are going to do a whole row of ranunculus, and it'll probably be at least 1,000 ranunculus, at least. Because this year I planted over 100. Here I am putting the final stuff in my car, my purse and such, and extra jars. And what else did I bring? Oh, I had to order new cards. I didn't tell you guys. So my flower stand in my roadside stand, I keep a wooden box on the table for a height element to my roadside stand, and I also use it for storage. And it was stolen with all of my marketing stuff, with all of my my brand new cards that I ordered, and my stickers. So here I am at the venue, at the location, and I am putting some ribbon on the jars for the bouquet bar jars. I also put ribbon on all the other jar arrangements. I did that day of while they were doing their yoga. I think I had some champagne over there. It was a bottomless brunch. And so I also was able to enjoy some champagne while I was working, which made it nice. It was fun. Here I am looking at the camera, making sure that the camera can actually see what I'm doing. So this ribbon I bought at, I think, Dollar General in the wintertime, over the wintertime, and I had a couple different rolls of it. I used a few different ones, and then I also used twine. So I done ribbon and then twine on top of that, which really looked really cute. Gave it a rustic look. This ribbon right here that I'm tying, this one I think had little sunflowers on it, which was pretty cute. You can see the other ones. I done blue. There was a solid blue, and then I also added on twine into those ones. And then I also had like a lacy burlap looking ribbon. See, isn't that cute? I thought so. And I wore this lovely dress, which is so pretty. It's like a denim. It's a very light denim. It was very suited to the occasion. They said ahead of time, the people that run the Pilates Brunch said ahead of time to make sure you dress to impress for marketing, because they will have photographers out there, and we would get that footage. So we wanted to be able to promote our business, so I wanted to make sure to look really nice. See, isn't that cute? I thought so. That twine just really like makes it so much nicer. And I did disappear. So I only filled these jars about halfway. I put flower food in each one. That way I didn't have to send flower food with them, because I was running low on flower food. And I think that it was probably in the wood box that was on my table that was stolen, along with the stickers and the cellophane bags and my brand new cards. And it was over $100 worth of stuff that was stolen in the box, and that doesn't even count the cost, how much the box cost by itself. And so that was terrible. It was sad. I wanted to cry about it. But I think somebody probably thought that it was free. But I know that they're just going to throw away all my cards and stickers, my marketing stickers with my label on them. But yes, so I ended up posting on Facebook about the box, hoping that somebody would run across, or stumble across the stickers maybe in the garbage, or the cards, my business cards in the garbage, or just see them somewhere, or even put out there that it wasn't free. But by all means, like, keep the box. If you want the box, go ahead and have the box. Just please give me my business marketing stuff back, because that's not easy to get. I ended up having to order new cards from Staples, which were not ideal, not exactly what I was wanting. They weren't cute like my other ones. They weren't square, they were rectangular. However, I was able to put on the back of them 20% off special orders, and so I was able to put those in the swag bags that all of the people that came, all the participants that came to the Pilates Brunch Club got. So that was extra marketing. So there's my new sign, my new banner. I think it was 2 by 6 feet. This is the complete setup of my bar. They had me at the Bouquet bar, which is rather fitting, but it was super cute venue. So those are all my jar arrangements. I put the solo wood flowers out there on the bar just to look cute. I put some of my business cards. And there is the arrangement that I made for the raffle. And they were super excited to get it, the winner. She came over and said thank you and told me how much she liked it. And so here I am. I just took this quick little video of me showing how to to help do the bouquet bar, instructions on how to make it a nice bouquet, a nice arrangement. Okay, so here was a pregnant woman. She was so pretty, and I just absolutely love pregnant women. And so I gave her flowers, and I think I'll continue to do that, to give pregnant women free flowers. When I see pregnant women walking down the road, I always tell them to stop at the roadside stand and get themselves some flowers. But isn't she just so pretty? And she was having a good time, so I was happy to give her some flowers. And these women right here, they stopped in right at the end. They weren't participants. However, they came in to look to see what was going on, and I made best friends with them. I don't remember their names, but they were so nice. They were so lovely, and they were so happy to get their flowers that they got. And I think that they made my day. A lot of the people that I met made my day, that I talked to. Got to meet the vendors. They were really nice. We done some exchanging of merchandise at the end. And these flowers, she came over and got me these flower earrings that you see me wearing. She makes jewelry, and she does a beautiful job at making jewelry. She had so many different selections. I bought a pair, and then she traded me a pair for some flowers, which was so nice of her. And then that was one of my ranunculus in my ear that I have behind my ear. This was after the shopping. This picture right here, somebody tagged me on Instagram that they bought these flowers they bought for me, so they tagged me on Instagram. Thanks for following, and remember, keep your hands dirty, my flower friends. Make sure you subscribe so you can follow along with all my videos on flower farming and markets and what I'm doing in my garden and on the flower farm.